Okay, welcome to our podcast. My name is Peyton Stamatellis.
I'm Paige Sundberg.
I'm Caitlin Sogard.
I'm Brianna Steele.
And I'm Nicole Corey.
And today we're going to be talking about English language learners, often called ELLs, and the outside influences that really shape their experience in a school and their ability to learn. So just something to start thinking about is just in the past 20 years, U.S. schools have gained over 1 million English language learners. That means more classrooms than ever are supporting students who are learning English at the same time as they're learning math, science, reading, and everything else. So when looking to the U.S., we nearly had 800,000 high school students who are ELA students, according to the NCSE research study.
So what exactly do we mean when we say ELL? An English language learner is a student whose first language isn't English and who is working towards proficiency in speaking, reading, writing, and listening. 1 in 10 public school students are an English language learner. Students will be considered ELL until they show proficiency in all 4 of these categories. ELL students are very diverse. Some of them are just beginning to learn English, while others can engage in English conversations but struggle with different vocabulary terms. There are many benefits of becoming fluent in English. These include securing a better job, getting into a top college, and improving verbal skills. There are also a number of challenges, including miscommunications, a small vocabulary, and limited confidence. A common misconception for ELL students is that it may affect their development, which is not true. Being bilingual helps students learn because it strengthens their memory and problem-solving skills. Currently, there is a very high demand for ELL teachers in America. From a project done by the George Washington University, they found that 10% of students in public schools are considered ELL, while less than 1% of teachers are qualified to be ELL teachers. Teachers are receiving different trainings and tools that help students become proficient in English through their districts.
So then looking to why ELL matters is because it does make a huge difference in a classroom because it can overall affect the student's learning, but also the way that the teacher is going to teach in the classroom to support both sides of the student. A teacher needs to be able to adapt their lessons so that students that may have a different language levels can still understand the concept, but also not feel left out of the classroom or feel like they are not learning as much. So when it comes to the teacher side of things, teachers who understand ELL have a better chance of creating a more inclusive environment where the students may feel valued, but also they don't feel excluded. So when it comes to the students' learning, it is very important and matters if the content is accessible or can be adapted to them so they are still able to learn in their own way, but also be supported through it by the teacher or by the lesson or by what they may be learning. So when it comes to ELL, it matters for teachers because it's going to change your plan in the way you may teach the classroom or the resources you may need to access when it comes to teaching that classroom. But it all goes back to whether the student may struggle with ELL because if the teacher is not going to adapt to them or not support them, the student will struggle overall and not have the same learning experience as other students. So when it comes to really why it matters, the teacher is the biggest, most important part of it because if not, the student's confidence will fade away, they won't have the access to the right tools, and they won't be able to succeed academically.
ELL students face challenges across all subjects. An article I found named Challenges for English Language Learners in Content Area Learning breaks down difficulties in each subject. In reading, authors may put cultural references or myths in their writing that they assume that everyone would know, but ELL students may not know these, which makes it confusing for them. In math, number formation, problem-solving processes, and even the metric system may be brand new to them. In science, hands-on experiments and multi-step directions can be overwhelming. Material is covered too fast, and too many concepts are written on one page of the textbook. And in social studies, limited background knowledge makes it especially hard to connect. This article says that social studies is actually the biggest challenge for ELL students. This came as a bit of a surprise to me. However, in American schools, students are encouraged to have their own opinions and views and challenge thinking, but ELL students may not be used to expressing their personal opinions because they might not be encouraged to do so in their home country. But here's the opportunity. When teachers recognize these challenges, they can build bridges by connecting lessons to students' backgrounds, valuing different perspectives, and making learning more inclusive for everyone.
So now we're going to talk about a few strategies to help ELL learners and students.
So what can we do as teachers? Based on research, there's a lot of strategies we can use to help ELL kids in our classrooms. One powerful tool we can use are visual aids. Things such as images, charts, videos, and organizers are all great ideas and tools. This helps reduce language barriers and gives students extra structured ways to identify, organize, and sort their information that is being spoken to them. And according to the U.S. Department of Education, using visual aids can increase vocabulary by up to 50% for ELL students. And then another key tool for teachers to use is modeling. We can use the think out loud while reading and solving a problem so students can actually see how to approach a task step by step. And modeling and demonstrating does not just help your ELL students in the classroom, but it also helps everyone else in the class. According to research from the National Literacy Panel, modeling strategies such as think out louds can improve reading comprehension by 20 to 40% in ELL students alone.
Yeah, so there's also 3 more key strategies that can help ELL students that we want to talk through today. One of these is group work, and studies show that ELL students who work in small groups participate up to 80% more than they do in whole class discussions. And that extra practice just builds confidence and allows them to practice both reading to someone and listening to someone, which from our article, based off a classroom study in Kansas, those are 2 of the most things that students can do with ELL that helps improve English quickly. And then another important strategy mentioned in that same article was word work, which is just helping teach key vocabulary to students before they start reading it in large chunks. And this just helps students be able to comprehend their reading much faster as they have those key words before they actually have to read it in big passages where they could get stuck. And then the last major strategy that we will use to help ELL students in the classroom is physical response learning. Physical response learning is when we teach while being active or through active movements, which has been shown to help students remember new words by up to 30% compared to those activities that come from verbal learning only. So overall, when looking at ELL students, they bring incredible strength and perspective to the classroom, but they do need structured support to help them fully thrive. When teachers adapt through things like visuals, modeling, group work, and interactive learning, we're able to not just teach the concepts, but offer a space where many different types of students can succeed and be seen in our classrooms.
Just to add on to that, a lot of ELL students, especially where I came from, they get pulled out of the classroom during social studies and science, so they miss all that instruction and fall behind in those subjects when they get pulled out. So just having to not pull kids out of the main core subjects that they need to learn too.
Yeah, so just overall giving them opportunities in the classroom just allows them to thrive and is also super helpful for other students, both to learn from those ELL students and just to help them learn in different forms as well.